द्वितीय चरण विकास इंजन का प्रयोग करते हुए तथा ईंधन के रूप में US-25 तथा N2O4 का इस्तेमाल करता है और वर्तमान में यह 800 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर रहा है.
151 second burn time for the PS2 stage for the present mission.
Payload fairing separated.
अब यान की ऊंचाई 123 किलोमीटर हो चुकी है. अब यह घने वातावरण से बाहर जा चुका है, इसलिए यान से ऊष्मा कवच को पृथक कर दिया गया है. द्वितीय चरण अभी भी प्रज्वलित है.
Two major flight events upon clearing the dense
Second
atmosphere.
stage performance normal.
The payload fairing has been jettisoned and closed loop guidance is initiated, and PS2 continues to develop thrust.
यहाँ द्वितीय चरण इंजन जिम्बल की मदद से अपना दिशा निर्धारण करता है और उद्दिष्ट पथ की ओर यान को दिशा देता हुआ अपेक्षित पथ का अनुकरण कर रहा है. द्वितीय चरण का निष्पादन पूरी तरह सामान्य. अब यान की ऊंचाई 265 किलोमीटर तथा सापेक्ष गति 3 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड हो चुकी है.
The PS2 was powered by the Vikas engine, which develops 800 kilonewtons thrust. The trajectory of the vehicle closely follows the expected trajectory.
Second stage separated. Third stage ignited.
यहाँ इसकी पुष्टि हो चुकी है रेंज ऑपरेशन डायरेक्टर द्वारा. द्वितीय चरण को सफलतापूर्वक यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है
परफॉर्मेंस नॉर्मल
तथा तृतीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है और वह सामान्य निष्पादन कर रहा है.
We are 4 minutes 45 seconds past the liftoff. The third stage of PSLV, the PS3, the solid propellant stage, has commenced its operation. Rocket is at 250 kilometers altitude.
तृतीय चरण का कार्यकाल लगभग 150 सेकंड का होगा. यह ठोस नोदक पर आधारित चरण है.
Third stage performance normal.
For the present mission, PS3 stage will burn for 125 seconds.
यह मिशन पोलर ऑर्बिट के लिए है. इसमें सभी उपग्रह सूर्य समकालिक कक्षा में भेजे जा रहे हैं जो कि भूप्रेक्षण के लिए सर्वथा अनुकूल होता है. दक्षिणी दिशा की ओर यह प्रमोशन होने की वजह से प्रथम कक्षा में महत्वपूर्ण कार्रवाई के लिए मॉनिटरिंग के लिए शार, त्रिवेंद्रम, मॉरिशस और अंटार्कटिका स्थित ग्राउंड स्टेशन हम तक यान के आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं.
On that big story, India reaching for the stars once again. Fingers crossed. As of now, it looks all is well. Pramod, it's been a majestic liftoff for PSLV, isn't it?
Surely, Sneha, it's a very, very important launch because what is happening currently is that kind of technology and such which once was very available only to top layer. Now, ISRO is actually bringing it to everybody. In fact, the important aspect, the first and primary satellite here is something called as an Earth observation satellite, which is called Anvesha. And this has been designed and manufactured by DRDO. And it's a very, very important high-value satellite because this will allow in monitoring the borders and such and everything for Earth and for India because it can actually see in various levels of spectrum wavelength. And the rest of the satellites, very important. Another one is a piggybacking satellite called as KID mission, which is about a Spanish startup and a European network going ahead and creating something called as re-entry vehicle, a small capsule kind of demonstration vehicle that is also expected to make a splash in the Pacific Ocean. The important aspect is that like ISRO is playing a very important role in this kind of like creating or helping with other nations as well in demonstrations and such, which is like very, very important for getting data and expanding the research on such networks. And along with us, totally 17 satellites have been launched for the day by PSLV. Once again, successfully, Sneha.
On our screens right now are of India's Hawkeye in space, and the PSLV is going to now place Anvesha in the Earth's orbit. Essentially, that is going to be India's Hawkeye in space. Like I said, it's a powerful surveillance satellite. Pramod, take us to the details of the functions of Anvesha. It's tracking troop movement importantly in these times. Of course, terrain changes and crop patterns with pinpoint accuracy. Pramod?
कमांड सेंटर इस ट्रैक द्वारा लगभग वास्तविक समय में किया जाता है इस बार भी मुख्य उपग्रह EOS N1 और 15 अन्य
Even we also
उपग्रहों
recently launched one, something called as NISAR with NASA and as well. But the here aspect is that like we need various levels of spectrum to go through various bands and such, and each the light spectrum or such things like that, it has a different way of looking into the ground as well, and that is why such Earth observation satellites are very important. One is for research purpose, and that is another one is for patrolling and such. So we are like sending a very important Hawkeye that will help us in maintaining our borders, help us in need of any kind of assistance during any kind of calamity or disaster and such. So that is why such Earth observation satellites, not communication, but Earth observation satellites play a very important role, Sneha.
Yeah. Right, we will just go back, in fact, to Pramod in a moment from now, but we're staying with these images coming in at this point in time. This is a mega launch with India once again, beginning 2026 with a big bang. Yeah, this is the first desi-videshi space liftoff that we're seeing on our screens at this point in time from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. Anvesha is an advanced Earth observation satellite launched by ISRO. This uses the PSLV, the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, and it is going to be capturing data across narrow spectral bands, high detail analysis, and for various functions.
PSLV